Hi there, I'm Martin Cross, and I'm joined with Dirk Uittenbogaard. And I just probably said that wrongly, actually. You just told me how to say it properly. How do I pronounce your surname again, Dirk?
No worries. My name is Dirk Uittenbogaard.
Dirk Uittenbogaard. And Dirk, you are an amazing Dutch oarsman, proficient in both rowing and sculling, bronze medal from the 2016 Olympics in the 8, and an amazing gold medal last year from the Netherlands quadruple scull at the World Championships. That must have been an incredible feeling, that race.
Yeah, it was. It was an incredible feeling. Yeah.
And we're going to talk about just how incredible that is during this interview. But first of all, let us know how your week's been, what you're doing in terms of training, and how it's been going in lockdown.
Yeah. So we started off with the general program, I think about 3 weeks ago, and just getting into it again. We started with more focus on weight training and a little bit of rowing in the single and in the double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, do you train all four of you together in the single when you go out? Do you do sort of paddle against each other, or is it just a session by yourself?
Yeah, so we arrange a training with both the quad, the double, and the single and the spare. So with eight of us, and we're on the River Amstel, and every morning we just arrange a time. We're all together in a turn in the River Amstel, and then we paddle down. So all together.
And is Stefan Bruining the fastest sculler in the Netherlands? And where do you fit into that ranking?
Yeah, well, I think he is the fastest 2K sculler in the Netherlands. Yeah. I've never. Last year I didn't race him in the 2K race in a single. We've raced a trial, and then Koen was the fastest in both the trials. But we were very close actually. So I think top 5 was nothing much separated them.
Yeah. Because you've actually won a World Cup in a single, I believe.
Yeah, I did. It was 2014. It was in Sydney, and there were only 7 competitors, I think. So it's more when you say it out loud, it sounds like an incredible job, and of course I'm very proud of it. But it was not that competitive that I'm saying like I'm a very good single sculler.
Oh, so what is your quickest time in a single?
I think it was back then in the World Cup. I think it was 6:55. I think.
Yeah.
I think I can row faster than that, but I've never been in other circumstances than that one.
Yeah. So you haven't been out in your quadruple scull yet, because I think we've seen pictures of the Dutch 8 out in training, but you guys haven't trained together in the quadruple.
No.
And is there any reason for that? Because the Dutch 8's been out as a group, and you're just waiting for the right moment.
Yeah. So we don't have any restrictions. We are allowed to go in the quad, just like the 8 is allowed to go in the 8. But we just talked to each other, and the coach mentioned that we were able to row much more easily when we first rowed in the doubles. So we changed around in the doubles. I've been with the stroke, and then with the 3, and then with the 2, and we change every week. And then after 3 weeks, I think it's about next week, I think we start to do the quad again.
Yeah. You've had a long time to get used to the Olympics being postponed. What was it like for you when you first heard the news? How did you react?
I reacted very. I don't know what the words are. Like dazzled, amazed. It was so strange, because we were the lockdown started in the Netherlands, and the Olympics were just not cancelled yet. And so the restrictions came with the day. So first we were allowed to do everything, and we just rode in the quad. And then the next day we weren't allowed to row in the quad anymore. We rode in doubles, and then the next day we weren't allowed to row in the doubles, and we rode in the single. And we got the federation offered us an erg and a watt bike for at home, so we were able to do training at home. So it was really strange. And then the Olympics got postponed, and I feel that it was really weird because we were really focused on getting on with training, and just no matter what happens, we have to do our trainings just because it's going to continue. And then it was postponed. It was really strange to have nothing left this year. I think it was really empty suddenly. No competitions, no nothing. So, yeah.
Yeah. So have you come to terms with it now? And I guess your focus is all on Tokyo next year, 2021.
Yeah, I've come to terms with it. I think just when we talked to each other, we had a session after it was canceled, just to talk about, okay, take some time off and train for yourself. Try to do cycling or running, or we were allowed to rode in a single during the lockdown. So some people rode in the single, and some people just only cycled, and everyone was training by themselves. But after we started 3 weeks ago, we just started in a group together, and we made a new schedule until next year, the Olympics, and roughly scheduled or what we're going to do. And I think I have a lot of peace with it now, and just have a new goal and found new motivation and new energy to go. So yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if you read, Mahe Drysdale wrote a blog just after the decision to postpone the Olympics, and he talked of a real dip in his motivation. Was that something you identified with?
Yeah, sure. Because what I just talked about is it felt really empty. You don't have a goal, and of course I made some plans for after Tokyo. I was planning to do no, better is to talk about how you go into the winter, because in the winter you have a lot of selection moments, and like we did the trials and we did a 2K, and then you're really focused on where I have to go until the summer. I have to go full pool, and I have to go. I have to give everything. So it's suddenly it's 1 year extra. It's not normal that you think from, all right, we'll do that again. So I can imagine that you have a motivation dip. I really had the same, I think.
Yeah, that's interesting. We were talking just before we came on air about, what your thoughts were, if you'll carry on for another Olympics to Paris, or if that was a decision that you put sort of depending on how you feel after Tokyo.
Yeah. So I haven't made a decision about my future. I did not before Tokyo, and I haven't now. So I really was thinking, let's just give it all and hope for a good result in Tokyo, and afterwards take some time off. Like I did after Rio, I did 2 or 3 months of traveling, and took some time off rowing, just to look and how I feel. And when I come back, I felt like I want to do another Olympic cycle, and maybe I feel after Tokyo I want to go on, or maybe I feel I want to quit. Maybe I do 1 year or 2 years. I don't know. I just see what happens and see how I feel.
So what's life like? Because you're a full-time athlete. What's life like as a full-time rower? Have you got used to it now? Can you see yourself in another light?
Yeah, really difficult actually. It has been something I've been thinking about, because my girlfriend also is in rowing, and she's now on the split where she had to choose, or if she's going for Tokyo again, or if she's going for a normal working life and what she's going to do. So I really see the process really close to me what's happening when you quit rowing and how much it means in your life and what it's done with what's doing with you. So yeah, I haven't really decided what I want to do after rowing. It doesn't come to mind. I've been studying and but it's not clear what job you're going to do afterwards.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just see what comes to my
I,
path.
I want to take you back now a little bit to your early days. I gather you played a bit of football, but how did you find yourself in the sport of rowing?
Yeah, so I was in football team just when I was 5 years old, I think, and yeah, not a high level, just normal club in my hometown. And when I get to secondary school, my secondary school had a lot of different clubs for Friday afternoon. So the school got off earlier on Friday night, so Friday afternoon. So I think at what 2:30, there were no lessons anymore, and then you were allowed to go to clubs. So we had a lot of different clubs about chess club, a movie club, a theater club, so every kinds of club they had. But there's the only school in the Netherlands still was its own rowing club, and yeah, we were just decided. I was just talking to my parents of what I'm going to do, and they just motivated me to go into rowing. And yeah, via the rowing club, I got into a normal club, and then that's how it happens when I get to junior level, and suddenly go to junior world championships, and then to under 23 to where I'm now.
So was it love at first sight with you at rowing, or did it take a while?
I'm sorry.
Was it love at first sight with you with rowing?
Um, well, when I was rowing at the secondary school, it didn't feel like really rowing. I love to be on the water. I have sailed in some summer camps, and I'd love to be on the water. So that was really fun. But it didn't feel the same when I entered into juniors because we were just rowing for I think 100, 200 meters and just a lot of fun in the club. It didn't have anything to do with rowing actually. It just besides you were in the boat sometimes, but it was just more fun. And but when I got into juniors, I actually felt a lot more connection with the people in rowing than I did with football. So it made a decision to go for rowing and not for football.
So how many years have you been rowing internationally for now, Dirk?
For my first international juniors, I think it was 2007. So
Wow,
yeah,
that's a lot of years.
yeah,
That's a lot of
yeah.
years.
I've only missed 2017 World Championships in Sarasota, but
Yeah,
since
I was going to ask you. I was going
yeah,
to ask you actually. I know we're jumping forward a little bit, but I noticed you did a pair with Bo Willings at Lucerne,
yeah,
and you were in the final, and then you weren't in Sarasota in 2017. Why was that?
no, yeah, funny story actually because I was a bit on a sabbatical and I hadn't trained that much in the winter, and then Mark asked me to go with Bo for just a couple of months because his other partner Lex he wanted to do the under 23 eight,
Yeah,
and Bo wasn't under 23 anymore, so he had a partner. He needed a partner to fill the gap in for 2 months or 3 months.
yeah,
And so I had a lot of fun with Bo in the pair, and yeah, we arranged. On forehand, it was decided that Lex would go to Sarasota, but at the end, it was it was a kind of difficult decision because it clicked so well with Bo and Lex returned from under 23 satisfied with the with the result there. So we had some chat about it, but eventually I wanted to start a new master study, so the decision was made by Bo just when
yeah.
it mattered for him and for me, it was better to start my study fresh. So
Yeah. So I reading some of the stuff that's interviews with you, Dirk. One of the articles about you, it calls you the rowing enigma,
yeah.
and I just wondered why do you have that title associated with you?
Yeah, good question. I don't know. The guy who wrote the article, he just he's not being able. No, I know a bit because I'm first looking a bit. I don't I know the Dutch expression, but I don't know how it's in English.
We might have some Dutch viewers watching us, so
Yeah. So de kat uit de boom kijken. So I first be a little bit introvert. I think just I'm very social, but I'm just looking if you're a good guy or not. I think, and the guy wasn't able to read me my emotions or what I'm thinking. So I think that's why he called me an enigma. But
yeah. Oh, I see. So you can be a socially skilled introvert, I think.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So I found you've actually used a sports psychologist as well recently.
Yeah.
What drew you to them? Was it a guy or a lady?
Well, actually, I was thinking about it a lot over my whole years because you get confronted with sports psychologists a lot during your career. Like they offered you, do you need any help or not? And then, most of the athletes, I think in when I talk to Dutch rowing, it's not very common to go to a sports psychologist. And when you're being asked, do you need help from a sports psychologist? You think, yeah, there's nothing wrong with me. Maybe I don't need to go. But then I've been overtrained, I think, twice in my career. And the second time, I just asked my coach, so maybe it's good to talk about it. And we found a guy who helped, who my trainer knew from his past in sports. And so I went to the guy and really clicked and really helped me.
So what was different from the Dirk Uittenbogaard before and after? How did you change? How did it help you?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't think a lot has changed, but like from the outside, but more the way I think about myself inside. So yeah. I think you're really insecure about your own rowing, and there's a lot of stress and tension to get into the best boats, and so when you know how to handle it, and maybe it helps you only a little bit. It's the improvement that you look for. It's just weird that you're looking for in rowing. You're looking for the smallest margins in physical performance, in technique, or anything just specified for rowing. But it's not common to go for mental help.
Yeah.
And only if it helps you for a little bit, it can help you a lot.
Have you ever heard of the term imposter syndrome?
No.
It's kind of where you think to be an imposter is you can be very successful, but you get these feelings that somehow you don't belong, or it shouldn't be you, or you're kind of lucky to be there. Did you have similar thoughts about you and rowing, or was it somehow different?
No, I don't think it was that syndrome what you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
just more, I think it more has to do with me being introvert, and talking about more about what's going inside my head and ventilate it, just getting the stress off. Yeah, that's what I think.
And do you do some exercises, or how did you make some new thought patterns, or was it just in the conversation with the sports psychologist? I mean, what do you think to me now?
Yeah, I started meditating when I was with the sport coach, and I still do it every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, just some time off to rearrange thoughts, get some headspace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you use the app on your phone, Headspace, or do you?
Yeah.
Me too. I meditate every day as well, and I think it's really useful. Really important tool.
Yeah, it really helps me a lot. To get some. We always talk about in the Netherlands, and I always say that when you're into sports, there's a lot of emotions involved. Like sports is an expression of emotion, I think, and when you're really into the situation and you're being emotional, you're not really thinking well about the situation. You are the emotion at the moment, and I think the meditation really helps you to get some distance and look at the situation differently. So, yeah.
Do any of the other of your teammates use meditation at all, or are you the exception?
I think in the group there's now two or three other guys who also started meditating.
Yeah.
But from the whole group, I mean the scholars group, like the double, single, and
Yeah.